Harvard. The name itself invokes images of brilliant minds, elite education, and near invincible power. But behind the ivy-covered walls and manicured lawns lurks a hidden reality, a disturbing tapestry of unspoken controversies and a legacy tarnished by shadows. In this video, we're shedding light on the dark side of Harvard University, the parts they don't want you to know about. This isn't about bashing a legendary institution. This is about digging past the prestige and exploring the human flaws that plague even the most revered places. Prepare to be shocked, enlightened, and maybe even a little disturbed. Let's begin. This is the secret societies. Ever heard whispers about secretive all-male clubs or elite invitation-owned societies within Harvard's hallowed halls? They exist, my friends, shrouded in mystique and privilege. Think about groups with names like Porcelain Club at Delphic and the infamous Finals Club. These aren't just fraternities with silly parties. We're talking immense wealth, influence, and accusations of power brokering behind closed doors. Rumor has it that the future world leaders are plucked from these groups, creating a system of ingrained connections before they even leave university. Does that ring as fair to you? Was it wrong for bright young minds to network? No, of course not. But where's the line between fostering ambition and fostering exclusivity? Let's dig deeper. The fight for a Harvard acceptance letter is an arena of brutal competition. I'm talking about years of sweat, late nights, and sacrifice, all for one coveted spot in the freshman class. It's an open secret that legacy students, those whose parents or grandparents attended Harvard, seem to have a golden ticket to admission. The numbers don't lie. Their acceptance rate is massively higher than non-legacy applicants. We're not talking small differences. Does this uphold the cherished ideal of meritocracy, or does it perpetrate a cycle of privilege where your pedigree matters more than your potential? A place with Harvard's centuries-old history is bound to have a few skeletons in its closet. Remember, this institution began in an era far different from our own, from alleged ties to the slave trade to accusations of anti-Semitism in its early years. Harvard's past raises important questions. Were the early benefactors always noble? Is any great institution free from the sins of previous eras? This isn't about erasing history, but understanding how past controversies may still bleed into the present. After all, we can't truly know where we're going unless we acknowledge where we've been. Let that sink in for a moment. The place shaping brilliant minds today was shaped by complex figures and choices in the past. Is it uncomfortable? Yes. Discomfort is where real learning lies. The relentless pressure cooker of Harvard academics is nothing to take lightly. We're not talking about the good kind of stress, the kind that motivates. This is about students pushed beyond their limits, battling anxiety, depression, and even tragically very, very harmful thoughts. While every major university faces student mental health challenges, the Harvard brand can bring extreme expectations, both internal and external. Does the pursuit of greatness always have to come at such a terrible cost? Do support structures at Harvard match the weight of the institution's legacy? This is no longer a distant problem. This is about the young minds Harvard has the responsibility to safeguard. There's no simple answer to whether the dark side of Harvard outweighs the undeniable prestige. We've peeled back some uncomfortable layers, exposed controversies, and raised troubling questions. Let's talk money. When people say Harvard, the word rich isn't far behind. We're not just talking about high tuition. Harvard's endowment fund is legendary, a financial monster topping over $50 billion. Now imagine all that wealth at work. Lavish buildings, cutting-edge research facilities, attracting superstar professors. This financial might is certainly part of the Harvard allure. Does that massive treasure chest translate into accessibility for all deserving students, or does it lead to a sense of excess on a campus battling real-world problems? This isn't about demonizing wealth, but it's worth asking who truly benefits the most from such a gigantic wealth hoard. Ever heard of grade inflation? This is the accusation that some elite universities, Harvard included, hand out high grades too easily, tarnishing the value of achievement. Why bother, you ask? Critics say it makes the institution look better, keeps wealthy donors happy, no one wants juniors flunking out, and potentially inflates graduates' value as they enter the job market. Is a Harvard A truly reflective of exceptional brilliance, or has the bar been subtly shifted over time? This debate cuts at the heart of education itself. Do grades signal excellence, or just play a game of appearances? It's a chilling irony. The brightest minds allegedly resorting to, let's just say it, cheating. It's happened too many times at Harvard to be simply ignored. There have been high-profile scandals with investigations, disciplinary measures, and a stain on the university's image. This forces us to ask, is the Harvard name so alluring that students will risk everything to obtain it, even dishonesty? Is there a hidden culture that tolerates corner cutting in pursuit of success? No university is immune to academic dishonesty, but the pressure surrounding a place like Harvard might tempt the desperate or morally fragile into a very bad decision. Think of the most powerful people in government, finance, even global nonprofits. Now let's play a little game. How many boast a Harvard degree on their resumes? You'll quickly notice an undeniable pattern. Influence comes with responsibility. Yet critics argue that this concentration of Harvard-bred thinkers within powerful circles may unintentionally create an echo chamber, shared blind spots, policy ideas lacking wider perspectives, and perhaps a sense of being untouchable amongst Harvard's own. Is this influence in service of a larger world or merely self-perpetuating a single model of power? Think about it. Choices made at Harvard ripple throughout society. Who they educate matters. What ideas thrive within its walls matter. Where that massive money flows matters. Shouldn't we question more deeply before simply bowing to the name? This conversation may leave you feeling a bit unnerved. It might even anger a few Harvard loyalists out there, but that's exactly the point. Unquestioning reverence breeds complacency. Critical examination pushes us forward. Remember, this isn't a takedown on a noble institution. It's about demanding more from a place with such power to shape the future.